I was just crying sometimes. I would feel some type of way about like my videos getting like all these negative like it was just bad. So I just was confused. Hi guys, I am coming back to YouTube. I had to take a little bit of a break, so I wanted to come back and tell you guys that I'm going to start making YouTube videos again. I used to do this again in 2022, but I had stopped because of a lot of life situations, and I want to put you guys on about. In 2022 was around the time I first started really getting into content creation. I had just moved to Jersey. Jersey was a really big move for me because I'm from Brooklyn and I've always lived in Brooklyn. So to move from Brooklyn to where all my friends, my social life, everything is, to now moving to Jersey, it was a huge move for me. I moved there. I literally had a lot of time because I wasn't out being outside with my friends. When I had free time, like I was there just, you know, I had a lot of time. I was going all in on content creation. Whenever I had the free time, I was off, I would just do content. I had a really huge kitchen which aligned with my content, which if you've been here or if you haven't, whatever, it's been about veganism. Veganism was the first thing that I really went hard talking about. I had my big old kitchen. I was making recipes. I was doing all this stuff. So at the time, I had a lot of time. I had the equipment. I had a Canon camera. I had everything that I needed. And so it was going pretty well, right? But there was a downside to creating content around veganism. The thing with veganism is that when I first got into it, I was really absolute about it. I was so into it because I really had seen all the benefits of it. I was doing so much research that I was like, oh no, everybody needs to do this. Like, this is ridiculous. So I was just going very hard about veganism. I was making content, you know, that was like, you need to be vegan, kind of like, you know, funny meme content. I was doing, you know, if you've been here, you see my content, and you know, I was just really adamant about, you know, people going vegan. Like I really wanted people to be vegan. I really wanted to share that with others, and so I was getting into it. There was a lot of good reception to it, but then there was a lot of bad reception to it. I had started to lose friends. I was arguing with people in the comments. I was feeling down. It was awkward when I would talk to people about food. Like, it was just weird, especially as a content creator. Like, you know, it's one thing to go vegan, but then it's another thing to create content around it. Especially the type of content that I was making, because I was on TikTok being funny. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I was on TikTok being funny, but it wasn't to like, it wasn't to judge people, or it wasn't to like be rude. It was just to get people to think, and it just kind of would go left. Like, I would make videos and it would go viral, and then I would be in the comments arguing with somebody about chicken, and they would be like, well, I'm gonna eat my chicken wings, and I'm like, well, I don't give a like, you know, like I was just going mad hard or whatever. It really was taking a toll on my mental health, because I was like, I'm just trying to help. Like, I'm thinking I'm spreading good information, and I'm, you know, and it was not work. Like it will work, obviously. Like, some people would be like, oh, I see what you're saying, but then it was like the negative comments that was just like, you don't know what you're talking about, and they were arguing about avocados is worse for the environment than this. It was just too much. Like, I was just crying sometimes. I would feel some type of way about like my videos getting like all these negative like it was just bad. So I just was confused. There was a point like where I just got confused, and I'm like, I don't understand. Like, am I gonna continue my whole life sharing it and arguing with people like all the time? Like, I was just like, I don't think that this is gonna work or whatever. But you know, I continue to push through. I continue to do research, as I always do. I love books. I'm always reading. So, you know, I decided to keep doing that. This is where the change came. So I came across a really great YouTuber called Dan Co, and his content is amazing. You should definitely check it out. He recommended the book The Kabbalion, and The Kabbalion had been on my list for a very long time. Even before I even moved to Jersey, it was on my list. Something just told me, like, you need to buy that book. Like, you need to buy that right now. Like, you need to get that book. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna just get it. So I got it, and it changed my life. Like, it literally changed my views on so many things, especially when it comes to veganism. Like, it really changed how I felt about it. It's a great book. I definitely recommend it. It's very short, not a long read, but the wisdom and the knowledge in that book is very profound. So I highly recommend. So I read that book. So the biggest thing in that book, the biggest law that stuck out to me and that really like brought me to peace when it came to veganism, was the law of polarities. I learned that everything is going to have its opposites. There is never going to be an absolute one. Everything's going to have its opposites. So when it came to veganism, that really helped me, because it was like, if there's going to be me, a vegan, there is going to be a carnivorous. Like, I used to really I used to see carnivorous videos, and I used to get so mad, and I had to really unpack that. Like, why are you letting this video have so much power over you? Like, why are you getting pissed about this video? I remember I used to see this guy, whatever, and it was Liver King, and I used to get so mad at his videos. So I'm like, why are you eating that? Like, I used to get pissed or whatever. And I'm like, I had to really sit down and be like, girl, why is you getting mad over that video? Like, it's not even that serious. So that's kind of how it brought me to pieces. Like, if there's going to be you who literally doesn't eat any meat, any type of animal product, there is going to be somebody who eats literally just animal products. Like, there's going to be a person like that. It just is law. And so me learning that law, I kind of got to a place where I was peaceful about veganism. I was peaceful when I saw those types of content, because I was like, oh, not everybody's gonna do it. Like, not everybody's gonna live that life. In order for you to exist, there has to be that, and for that to exist, you're going to exist. Like, you know, so I was just like, oh, it's not that serious. So then I just came to peace with it, and you know, I just started living my best life. Like, I was just like, oh, and so I could see videos and not feel no type of way, and I could do this and not feel no type of way, and I could share this and not feel some type of way, or I don't have to share a certain thing to get somebody to understand. I could just be me, and I could share my lifestyle, and you know, they might just, you know, want to do it. So I was just like, oh, that changed my whole approach to how I promoted veganism and how I decided to do things. Now my content is not really focused on veganism, and so I think it was kind of good that I took the break with YouTube. I mean, obviously I should have been keeping going with it, so I could, you know, at least be a little somewhere by now. But it's okay. I feel like that was needed, because I really needed to like solidify, you know, the type of content that I was gonna make, and you know, where I was gonna be at, and if I was gonna be at peace with it. Because imagine if I kept doing that content and I wasn't at peace with it, I feel like I wouldn't be who I was today. And so I feel like I really needed that, and so I'm glad that I decided to take this break, and you know, now I'm in this space which is much more peaceful. Let's now get into the content that I am going to start making. One thing that I want to reiterate is that, do not get it twisted, I am still vegan. I still live a vegan lifestyle. I am still vegan. I still, you know, that's still my body, period. But I just don't share it as much as I used to. I do not make the same type of content as I used to, because I just don't feel the same way about it. But I'm still vegan. I'm still vegan. Like, I still live that life. I'm still that person, and so you are still going to see that within my content. I still participate in vegan beauty. I still eat vegan food, straight vegan food, like, you know, so I just feel like you're still going to see that in my content, but it's not going to be as prominent. That's not going to be my complete niche. So the things that I am learning and I would like to talk about are a little bit more on the esoteric. So I'm really getting into alchemy, the occult. I am studying ancient goddesses and gods. I am reading books. I am studying self-development. I am really into business. So those are the things that I would like to talk about. So that is what my YouTube is going to be. I'm going to talk to you guys about a bunch of different things, and I just hope that you enjoy it. I really want to create a community for it, because I feel like either people, and from me speaking to people about it, it's either they know about it and they don't have anybody to talk about it with, or they don't know about it and they want to learn more. And so I want to be that platform to where you, if you know about it, you have somebody to talk about it with, and if you don't, you got something where you can get the information from. That is what I am planning to do when it comes to YouTube, and I'm super excited to be back on here and to just get creative and create the community that I am looking for. So I hope you guys enjoy this. I hope you guys come back on my next video, and yeah, I will see you there.